All right. What it is, Danny X? Now it's about to be some story time right here, and okay, it's a story about me sticking drugs in my ass. So here we go with it.
Oh, we got somebody else here.
Oh, do we? Oh,
yeah,
shit.
we got backwards.
Hey, you guys, I do have a story about sticking drugs in my ass. If you guys want to hear that.
You part of the booth troop?
Yeah, get me up there.
All hail the.
He said boof troop, and for anyone that doesn't know what boof is, that's anytime you stick anything in your ass. So that can be used quite liberally in a lot of situations.
Yep.
Booth troop.
Y'all want to hear that real quick? I was
real quick before you go, Dave.
They're like, do I ever?
16. And
I was just gonna say, everyone shout out at backwards real quick. He's finally here, and then go ahead and tell your story. Sorry.
Fuck yeah! What's up, backwards? So it's just a quick story. This is actually why I hopped on, because you guys were talking about sticking drugs in your ass. I'm like, I got a story for that, bro. So I was like 15 or 16, and my mom had this friend. He was an older dude. He was like 40 or something at the time. I was 15 or 16. We show up to dude's house, and they're already partying on some ecstasy, right? And it was him and his girlfriend, and he had another couple there.
Okay, I wasn't remembering it fully clear right there. They didn't have the ecstasy. I showed up with all the ecstasy. But yeah, that's about the only thing. And also the old dude in the story ends up, years later after the story, he dies of an overdose, a questionable overdose. And when I say questionable, what I mean by that is he knew what his dose was. I'm pretty sure his wife at the time spiked his fucking stash. That way, she put something in there that would kill him. That way, she could get everything. I'm pretty sure.
They were swingers. I think they were swinging when I knocked on the door, and they all put it up and shit. But so I was 15 or.
He's like, hey, man, there's 4 people having sex in here. I'm like, well, put it the fuck up. I got some drugs.
16, right? So I walk in, and they're like, yeah, we got all these fucking badass beans. So I ate one, I snorted one, and I stuck one in my ass. They were dirty. They had heroin in them. But there were some bomb-ass.
Yeah, those were the chocolate chip wafers. They were kind of whitish with these brown little specks all over them, and the brown specks was the heroin.
Beans, dude. But so anyway, right after I fucking did them all, so I ate them, snorted one, and I shoved one up my ass. So I don't know how much the one up my ass did for me, because I did it every way possible, So it was burning in my ass for 2 hours, if anyone's curious. But it doesn't just dissolve all right away like people might like to think. So I sat on the couch next to this other dude that my friend had there, and the dude was like 30-something. I was 15. Motherfucker looks over at me and starts nibbling on my shoulder. I got the fuck up out of there. I'm like, nah, this ain't. True
story. I'm like, bro, no.
The couch for me. So anyway, it was a good night. Well, actually, there was some shit that happened. But my one older friend almost got stabbed in the neck and shit. But
well, let me elaborate on that. My older friend that was having a swinger foursome when I knocked on the door, he was let me see. Oh, God damn, I could go on and on about stories about Jim. Fuck. His name was Jim. He said when he was a kid, he snuck into a. Right? He's fucking with this fucking shit, man. I swear to fucking God. One fucking day, I'm gonna have an app that doesn't cut me off every 3 fucking minutes. Anyway, so when he was a kid, he snuck into this fucking carnival, and a carny gave him a line of something. He said at the time he didn't know what it was, but on reflection, he's pretty sure it was heroin. And he said the carny went on to rape him. Okay. And I'm just saying that's one Jim Bullen story. Another Jim Bullen story is he said 2 or 3 times in his life he ran across actual hermaphrodites. That is someone that naturally has both parts. And the story he told me about was he was at a club, and he said the finest bitch in that club. He said it was the finest bitch in that club. And he said at that time he was pretty shy, but he ended up taking this bitch home, right? And he said the girl, the hermaphrodite, was taking care of everything and put him in and everything, and he said it was he said it was actually the puss. You know what? You know he knows his holes. Believe me, this guy knows his holes, and that was definitely a puss. But he said after he got done, the hermaphrodite was in doggy style, and the thing stood up and had a big old swinging dick way bigger than his, and was like, "All right, now my turn." And as story goes, Jim Boland punched him in the face and ran out of there. I guess flashes of the carny came back or something, but fucking Jim, dude.
But besides that, it was a pretty good night.
What?
So I'll tell y'all a funny story.
No, okay, so why he almost got stabbed in the fucking neck, Jim, that night, was by one of my best friends, Derek, and he was about my age, and my brother was there. My brother was there with his girlfriend, and my Jim was trying to get my brother's girlfriend to fuck around with his girlfriend, okay? And keep in mind, at this time, my brother's a year older than me, and his girlfriend at the time was, so they're still... So there was a little bit. My best friend Derek had a little fucking shank, and he was really. Now I'm serious. He was really close to stabbing that motherfucker in the neck that night. So anyway, so I'll never stick drugs in my ass again. Sometimes you got to do something to know that you'll never do it. You know, just sometimes. It's called a learning curve, guys. So if you're into your ass burning for hours, then stick your drugs right up in there. That's where it goes. If you could do without the burning and still get the effects of the drugs, do it any other way. All right, that's story time with Dane, y'all. Step into Dane's world. I am the brightest night. I am the darkest light, and I'm ascending. Dark lights.